It's Joey Rodrigues with Haleo via Elite Nutrition. It's straight butter today, baby. I'm talking all things nuts over here. Almond butter, peanut butter spreads by P28 and nuts some more. And I'm going to get into the good, the bad, and the ugly. But if some of you are wondering which one of these products I feel is better, I have to give the nod to Nuts and More for a couple different reasons. First and foremost, it was a lot easier to use product. The wide mouth jar makes it a lot easier to go in and stir and get your spread, where with the P28s, these high cylinders, oil separated in some of the formulations or some of the flavors, and I literally, when I was trying to get it to the consistency of my liking, spilled out a lot of oil, so it was a lot messier and more of a pain to use. So Nuts and More wins for convenience of use, and across the board on the macronutrient profiles, they tend to be higher in fiber, which is a good thing. And so when we're dealing with the macronutrients, I'm just going to revert back to my previous video blog, and that is do your homework, look at the labels, and see if these macros fit your likings. Do not blindly ingest anything that you're putting in your body. Make an educated decision. And so staying with the good, the bad, and the ugly about these spreads, the good is very simply this. It's a very easy way for you to include or increase your protein intake with your essential fatty acid intake. These are high protein almond butter and peanut butter spreads where extra whey protein is added to the naturally occurring proteins that are found in the nuts and the seeds to give you a macronutrient profile that's higher in protein with a decent amount or a high amount of or a healthy amount of good fatty acids from almonds, peanuts, and other seeds that may be included in specific formulations. So that's the good. Staying on track and being the optimist that I am, the best tasting flavor to me, which comes down to personal preference, was the cinnamon raisin here, the cinnamon raisin almond butter by Nuts and More. Really good infusion of cinnamon with a little bit of sweetness from the natural sweeteners that all these products share in common, called xylitol, and then obviously a little extra texture from the raisins. If you don't like raisins, then I don't think this product is going to be a problem for you, because the raisins basically just add a chewier texture to the product, and so with it infused in the almond butter, just really a nice little treat, something that I wholeheartedly enjoy in terms of tastes. The most interesting flavor goes to P28's signature natural blend, which is a combination of cranberries, flax, sunflower seeds, and it's sweetened with clover honey, and it has a hint of cinnamon in it. So this has a wide variety of flavors and textures, and it was very, very interesting and tastes great. So good job on that in terms of being unique and innovating, I guess. The healthiest award would go to the Nuts and More Sesame Cran Butter Peanut Butter Spread. And the reason why it's the healthiest award is because it contains not only peanut butter, but it contains flax and sesame seeds and ginger. So sesame seeds contain lignans, flax contains lignans that have a whole host of health promoting properties. Sesame lignans could have some fat burning properties as well. It also contains ginger, which is great for digestion and great for circulation. So this is a great, great overall healthy product. Really no bad ingredients in this product whatsoever. The macronutrient profile tends to be higher in carbs than all the other ones, but it's a healthier product across the board. Staying on topic here real quick, again, depending on what the flavor is, depending on what the brand is, the carbohydrates, proteins are going to vary slightly. So you definitely need to take a look at that when making your decision. However, I want to get into the bad of this. Okay, most of these, all these spreads here that I have share in common either almond butter, whey protein, peanut butter, xylitol, which is great natural sweetener. But then some of them have an added fatty acid, and it's a little bit disappointing in what could potentially be a great healthy product. I believe is putting us at some health risk. And the white chocolate P28, every single one of the P28s contain canola oil in it. The signature, the almond natural, the banana natural, the peanut natural, and then my favorite tasting one, the cinnamon raisin nuts and more, and the chocolate almond butter nuts and more contain canola oil. Canola is not natural. There's no plant out there called canola. Canola oil is made from what's called rape seeds, and the reason why it's called canola oil is because rape seeds contain two compounds. One of them is been shown in rat studies to cause heart damage, and then another one gives it a real bitter taste. And Canadian scientists discovered a way to manufacture canola oil by removing these ingredients. So canola oil is a genetically modified essential fatty acid, and biotech giant, and or 90% of the canola oil on the market is synthetically or genetically modified. Biotech giant Monsanto, who is responsible for a lot of dangerous chemicals that in the agricultural industry, is the biggest manufacturer of canola oil in the world, and they began producing this in 1995. And so, for all intents and purposes, something that has some essential fatty acids due to the genetic modification for mass production, there is some risk. The way it's manufactured is exposing the polyunsaturated fats to heat, which can make them go rancid. And again, we're dealing with something that's genetically modified. And listen, I'm not going to claim to be a saint here. I will still have a Diet Coke here and there or whatever. I may buy a Franken fruit or a Franken vegetable or something like that, but just based off a lot of different factors at the time. But I want to know it. If I'm purchasing a natural nutritional supplement, a natural food, I believe there should be labeling laws that show that these things contain genetically modified or synthetically manufactured ingredients. And if these biochem giants like Monsanto believe they're safe, then they should have no problem putting it on the label and basically just saying like, hey, boom, here it is. Here's the proof. So I'm very disappointed in these companies, because you're dealing with products that can be very, very good, very, very healthy, and offers a lot of flexibility in our pursuits to optimal health and fitness, and you're just jamming in some cheap canola oil to increase the fatty acid content, to make the consistency a little different, and maybe boost up the profit margins by X amount of points or percentages or pennies or cents or dollars across the unit sold. So at the end of the day, it comes down to the power is in your hand. You need to make decisions. You need to know what these ingredients are. You need to know what they do. And until next time, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want me to talk about. Let me know what you have questions about. And don't sleep. Be elite.